Hey guys, Overstate. So, I got my buddy John over here. Hey John. And we're going to be playing a, what is this, 1600 point? Yeah, 1600 point Astra Militarum or Imperial Guard versus Ork list on this beautiful table that I've made myself and cardboard buildings and everything else. And John over there, my good buddy, has helped make some terrain, so we kind of have the terrain split between us, but we share everything, so hooray! Alright, so now we're going to go through the lists. So for Imperial Guard, because I'm old school like that, I'm just going to go left to right here. So we got a Wyvern. Platoon 1 is a Eradicator Nova Cannon Leman Russ, a Punisher Leman Russ with a Tank Commander. And then Platoon 2 is just two regular Leman Russes. Also, the Punisher has the Heavy Bolter Sponsons, and so does the Eradicator. And the other Leman Russ squadron does not have any upgrades at all. Then I have a Platoon Command Squad that has swapped out all of their weapons for las pistols and chain swords, and the sergeant, or whatever the head of the Platoon Command Squad is, has a Melt-A-Bomb. For my heavy weapons team 1, I have mortars. These don't have the actual rocket launchers. They are magnetized and do come off, but it looks better with them like that. But they are mortars. For heavy weapons squad 2, I have 2 autocannons and 1 las cannon, and squad 3 is 2 autocannons and 1 las cannon also. Then over here I have platoon 1, made up of 3 squads with 3 grenade launcher upgrades, and a priest who will be accommodating Commissar Yarrick. And then platoon squad 2 is 3 flamethrowers, also has a priest, and then a Valkyrie with the multiple rocket pod upgrade. And that is my 1,600 point list.
Alright, here's my army list. It is 30 boys with my war boss with the tac squid, and it has a combi weapon of a flamethrower and a slugger. And there are 2 big shooters and 1 rocket launcher in that squadron. And then I have a truck with a mech inside and 11 other boys and a big shooter. And also a squid with a rocket launcher. Then I have another 30 boys with another war boss with a mega armor upgrade with a twin link shooter and a power claw. And a lot of my boys are equipped with shooters instead of sluggers. I have 3 big shooters in that group. I have my pain boy with them. And in front of them are my basically wall of Gretchens with a rune third with a shock rod. And then I got my other truck with another 12 boys and 1 boss nut. Well, 11 boys and 1 boss nut with a power claw and a big shooter. Actually, no, the rocket launcher. And another truck with a mech and some flame burners boys and some storm boys. And then I have my Death Dread and my big mech with a not a teleporter blaster, but a custom
shield?
Custom force field.
There you go.
And then I have my commandos with Snickernaut leading them. And that is my and my Death Dread, I am putting in with him flamethrower and his kill saw. Yeah. And that is my 600 points. Roughly so.
Alright, so for deployment, my buddy John over there got first turn for deployment, so he chose to deploy first. So I guess I'll show you him first. Makes sense. So he chose to go in this corner of the map. So he's got his trucks, big blob of guys, 2 trucks.
My big mech, my Death Dread.
Yeah.
And my 30 boys and my war boss and mega armor over here.
And then he infiltrated that squad.
What are they? Commandos and the boss Snickernaut in there.
Yeah, so the commandos and Bosnikanauts are within 12 inches without line of sight. So for guard deployment over here, we counter deployed because they're all the way over there in that corner. So I chose to deploy all the way over in this corner to make him run more distance to get to me. So I got my Lehman Russ first platoon squadron here with the one with the commander. Platoon 1, company command squad. Platoon 2, my 3 heavy weapons team, Wyvern, and the 2 tanks. And my Vendetta is, or Valkyrie is in reserve. So we're going to go on to Orc turn 1 if I can't steal the initiative. So let's see if I can steal the initiative on a 6. Yes. And I rolled a 2. So Orc turn 1. So Orc turn 1 movement phase, everything pretty much moved up there 6 inches, correct? Nothing really moved. Did you want to move these guys or just move them? Yeah. I just kind of realized that they're still there.
I forgot. They're hiding so well. I keep forgetting. They're actually there.
Well, either way, they're moving up. And then that's pretty much it for the movement phase, so we're going to go to Orc shooting turn 1. Okay, so for Orc shooting turn 1, I'll let John explain. So what happened?
Basically, I ran my Gretchens and ran my boys. I ran my other set of boys. And then I fire off my 2 big shooters. Managed to kill one guy.
2. He fired his big shooters into my platoon 2 over here. Scored 3 hits and killed 2.
And that is round 1 of Orc.
Alright, so now we're going to go into Imperial. Oh, and these guys just moved up and didn't assault or anything because they can't on turn 1. So, we're going on to Imperial Guard turn 1. Alright, so Imperial Guard turn 1 moving. Nothing much happened. This entire section of my army hasn't moved. Platoons, squad number 2 kind of scooted over, got the 3 flamethrowers in position ready to flame, and then probably charge in to close combat because I'd rather do that than just taking the 2 or 3 shots. Tanks backed up, rolled difficult terrain, nothing happened, and platoon command squad just kind of shifted over. So we're going to do orders and shooting now, so we'll see what happens. So I would say Imperial Guard turn 1 shooting was very effective. What would you say, John?
Very effective indeed.
Okay, so let's go over here. As you can see, this entire area has been quite well thinned out.
Yes.
So we'll kind of go, I'll go from my right to my left here. So platoon squad 2 moved up, hit 3 flamethrowers into that Orc infiltrating squad, killed 3 guys?
Yep, 2 guys.
Or I caused 4 wounds. I killed 2 guys and then he split the last 2 wounds between 2 of his multi-wound guys. Yep. And then I had the order issued on them forward for the Emperor, so they made a running move, and I'm going to assault them. Over here, heavy tank platoon 1 fired across. My tank commander issued split fire, which I forgot what the order was for that. Gunners kill on sight. There we go. So gunners kill on sight. I had my Punisher cannon with the commander fire across into his 15 squad of grots just to get them off the table and wipe them out. And then my Eradicator Nova Cannon and its heavy bolters fired across into that squad and dealt a whole bunch of wounds. We're not exactly keeping track. This squad fired across into his, what's that, Death Dread? Death Dread. Yep. It caused 2 glancing hits, but because of the shield from his Mechanob, Big Mech, he successfully made one of the saves, so it only got 1 hull point dealt to it from this squad. This mortar squad and the Wyvern fired across into this squad and dealt a whole bunch of wounds, but a lot of these were made by saves from the 6-up invuln from his Big Mech and his Pain Boy over there, allowing him to reroll some stuff. Then this squad shot across and thinned out some of the Pain Boy,
Storm Boys and my Burner Boys.
The Storm Boys and Burner Boys kind of thinned them out after their truck exploded from my 2 shots from my regular Lehman Russ tanks. Got this vehicle to explode twice. Took out like 3 guys over there. Took out a bunch of guys inside the truck. Dealt 2 wounds to the Big Mac himself.
1 wound, actually. 1 wound.
1 wound?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was
He's only got 1 wound left, though. I dealt 2 wounds. I don't remember.
It was when you shot him.
Right, okay, so 1 wound from the explosion of the vehicle wounded him, and then 1 wound from... What did I shoot him with?
It was a blast.
Oh, a blast? Okay, so it was probably the blast weapon from one of the vehicles caused a wound to him, and then he took a wound from the vehicle exploding, so he's down to 1 wound. And that was pretty much Imperial Guard turn 1 shooting, so now we're going to move on to Assault. Okay, so for the Assault phase on Imperial Guard turn 1, my Platoon 2 squad charged in successfully and killed the rest of the infiltrating... What are they called? Commandos. The Ork Commandos. I charged in, finished them off, but his Ork Snickernog? Boss Snickernog? Is that his name?
Yeah, Snickernog.
Okay, so Boss Snickernog challenged my priest when I charged in. I accepted. The priest killed Snickernog, and Snickernog killed the priest. So they basically just stabbed each other at the same time because they were both the same initiative. And then the rest of my platoon wiped out the rest of the Ork Commando squad because they were initiative 2, and I'm charging at initiative 3. So they didn't even get their attacks. And I won combat, and then consolidated 5 inches back this way. So that's it for Imperial Guard turn 1. Now we're going to move on to Ork turn 2. Real quick amendment. Taking the leadership tests for the Ork at the end of the turn. The Burner Boy squad made it. The Ork Blob squad made it. But the last remaining Storm Boy failed and ran away 7 inches. So, Ork turn 2 moving. Go ahead. What happened?
Alright, moved out my guys, my flamethrowers, and my mech, my boys, my Big Mac, other boys, my trucks moved out, and my Death Dread. Make sure they're a bit closer to my Big Mac's force field bubble.
Okay, so that's it for Ork turn 2 moving. So, end of Ork turn 2, specifically Ork shooting turn 2, but he can't assault, so this is the end of Ork turn 2. So what happened there, John?
I ran my guys, this group ran 1 inch, 2 inches, and these guys ran a beautiful 6 inches. I moved my truck out, flat out, so it gets extra 6 inches to it. And I snap fired my truck into his
Heavy weapon team 2.
Team 2. I snap firing, I didn't hit anything, and that is end my turn.
Okay, so this one moved 12 and snap fired, that one moved 12, and then moved flat out another 6 inches.
Yes.
And then that squad ran 6,
Yep.
and these guys basically ran nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of Ork turn 2. Going on to Imperial Guard turn 3. Yeah. Mistake. Going on to Imperial Guard turn 2. Yeah. Start of turn 2 for Imperial Guard.
Yes.
I got this. Don't worry, I can count. So, top of Imperial Guard turn 2. For the movement phase, basically all that happened was my guardsmen that were in that building kind of shifted over, my tank scooted back a little, and my platoon command squad made a tactical move backwards to be behind some other units so they don't get taken out first. And then my reserve Valkyrie came in on that table edge. So, that's end of turn 2. Well, moving turn 2. Well, end of Imperial Guard turn 2. They had quite a shooting spree, but not nearly as good as turn 1. So, going over here, my Valkyrie came in, fired both of its multiple rocket pods and its scatter laser into this squad and killed like three guys?
3 guys.
3 guys because they got a cover save. Then over here, I had this squad, first rank, second rank, into the remaining squad there and killed them and almost killed them, brought the Burner Boys. Yeah, Burner Boys down to 1 guy. I'm not worried about him. He's probably going to fail his leadership. I split fire ordered on this squad again. My command tank buzzed down his truck with the Gatling gun, or the, darn, I forgot what it's named now. No, I don't know, whatever the Punisher Cannon, there we go. Punisher Cannon and the heavy bolters glanced and penned to death the truck and got it to explode with two sixes with the Punisher Cannon. He failed his 6-inch, your 6-inch invulnerable bubble save, and then I failed the ramshackles, and I got it to explode. They all died. This one split fire across, hit over here, killed some guys. Heavy weapons team 2 fired across. There was like 3 guys left after this vehicle exploded. I just wanted to wipe the squad, killed them. Mortar squad and the Wyvern fired across, took out some more of these guys. Both Lehman Russes fired. One completely missed. The other one came over here, caused a penetrating hit on his truck, but he ramshackled it to a glance. And Heavy Weapons Team 1 fired across and killed 3 guys out of that squad because I'm trying to thin them up. And Platoon Squad 1 did absolutely nothing because they have no range of anything. So that's it for Imperial Guard turn 2. Going on to Orc turn 3. So, Orc, top of turn 3 moving. What happened here, John?
Moved up my truck right out so I can charge them. Moved out my boys 6 inches. Moved out my Big Mac in front. My Death Dread and my other boys out 6 inches.
All right.
Turn 2 of Orcs and
End of the assault phase.
End of the assault phase. When I got my Orcs out, I charged them. About 2 of them died during the charge of the Overwatch, and I made my charge.
Orcs are initiative 2 base, so guards are initiative 3. So when he charged in, my guardsmen attack first. I killed 6 guys. Yeah, and then the Orc and the Knob attacked.
And I killed 2, and I failed a leadership test, but I can. My mob roll, I can roll on my table. I rolled breaking heads, which killed one of my boys, but allowed me to still keep in combat.
So he's locked in combat with me. He lost the initiative by 4, and then he rolled and got the breaking heads. He only had 1 guy left, so I guess it wasn't a tragedy.
No.
So he locked me up in combat, and the Orcs are getting pretty dangerously close. But I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I think the guardsmen are going to win this, but we'll see. Let's see how much the Orcs can do. All right, so we're moving on to guard turn 4. Is it? No, turn 4. All right, so Imperial Guard turn 3, moving phase. All that happened was my platoon command squad moved up at 6 inches, and my Valkyrie over here went into hover mode and then just slightly backed up into the corner so it can keep shooting. So moving on to guard turn 3 shooting. So Imperial Guard turn 3 shooting phase has just ended, and let me say that's all that's left. I don't know what else needs to be said. John, you're not in a happy mood today, are you?
It's because my 2 trucks died and exploded. This is the reason why.
So, Punisher Cannon fired across into his truck and got like 4 penetrating hits or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Long story short, got like 4 penetrating and like 5 glancing.
I managed to get 2 of them off, and the other 2 though got through.
So it wrecked itself, and we put those here to represent the cover. This one fired across and hit his big knob 1 time, rolled his 1 save, and killed him 1 time.
Yep.
And tabled him. So this tank, the Eradicator Cannon, fired 3 shots in a row for 3 turns and caused 1 wound on his Big Mac every turn on his 2-up armor save and killed him.
That also is what Stuck did. That's also what did. If I had my end bomb, they would have lived.
Yeah, so I killed that guy pretty early on in the turn. And then pretty much just everything over here, in the general rasp of everything, fired over here and just wiped everything else out. I'm sure you can just guess what that chunk of stuff could just do to this area over here. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and then my Valkyrie fired in and killed like 3 guys?
6 guys.
Six guys with the multiple rocket pods. So now we're going to go on to Imperial Guard turn 3 assault and see what happens. So, Imperial Guard turn 3 close combat. Basically, my guardsmen attacked first because they're initiative 3 and punched him in the face, and his boss knob got punched in the face and died by 3 wounds. He failed 2 armor saves. So that's it. I'm going to consolidate them, and then it will be Orc turn 4.
Yep.
So moving phase for Orc on turn 4. Basically everything just moved forward 6 inches, right?
Yep.
So Death Dread moved forward 6 inches through the terrain, didn't kill himself, and the troops moved up 6 inches. So going on to Orc turn 4 shooting. So Orc turn 4 shooting phase. Death Dread tried to flamethrower, wasn't in distance, and the Orc blob over here charged up an extra 4 inches.
Yep.
And now John is going to declare his WOG and is going to try to charge me. So, are you ready to WOG?
Yep.
Remember, you gotta, go. WOG indeed. So let's see what happens. He gave out his mighty WOG. Let's see what the Orcs can do. They're finally in close combat. So, Orc close combat on turn 4.
6.
Orcs charged across with a 9-inch charge. Lost 3 guys. Three guys to casualties from the flamethrower and the Overwatch combined. Still made it into combat, and now we're going to see what happens in close combat. His war boss is initiative 4, so he'll be striking first. I don't know if he's challenging. It's undetermined right now. Nope. Then the guardsmen will be attacking, followed by the Orcs. So this will be interesting. Well, end of Orc turn 4, close combat, and it was certainly a brutal fight. Mm-hmm. He charged in the war boss. War boss killed three guys in close combat at initiative 4 before I got to attack. Then my guardsmen consolidated in, dealt 20 attacks, wounded 8.
Yeah.
8. And how many did you fail? 6?
Yeah.
No, you failed 4. Yeah. So I wounded 8 times. He made 4 of his saves. So I only killed 4 Orcs. And then his knob killed some more guys. And I lost initiative by 4. Took my leadership. Passed the leadership. So we're still locked in combat. So it's going to probably be the last turn because I'm pretty sure that's enough shooting to kill that Death Dread with one hull point left. And we're going to see what happens over here. So going on to Imperial Guard turn 5. So, Imperial Guard moving, turn 5. This entire corner stayed put. All this stayed put. Platoon command squad moved up 6 inches, and my Valkyrie went back into flyer mode and flew over here, and that's that. So, going on to Imperial Guard, turn 5 shooting phase.
9.
So, Imperial Guard turn... Oh, damn, what is it, 5?
4.
4?
Yeah,
I thought it was 5.
we made a mistake last time, remember?
Okay, turn 4 or 5. Whatever, it's like 10 o'clock, we're getting tired. So, heavy weapons teams are literally the only thing I shot over here. Killed a Death Dread. These guys locked in combat. I'm pretty much going to charge these guys. They were successful, so now we're going to go into close combat on turn 4 or 5. We forget.
It's 4.
Okay, fine, 4. So, Orc turn 4. End of close combat. Or no, Imperial Guard. It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I totally screwed that one up. End of Imperial Guard, turn 4, close combat. This guardsman unit attacked, killed some guys. This squad attacked, killed some guys. The Orcs attacked back, killed like 8 guys in this squad. I lost combat by like 4. I rolled leadership. I failed. They ran off the table. They're locked in combat with this squad. So, going on to Orc, turn 5. All right, so Orc, end of turn 5? Yeah. Now we're actually on turn 5.
Yeah,
okay. So, Orc, end of turn 5. The Orcs pretty much finished off my platoon command squad. I killed 1 Orc, regular guy, and then his boss snob and his war boss. Yeah. Killed 2 of my guys. I failed leadership. He ran me down and they died, so now it's Imperial Guard, turn 5. and they're pretty much dead
Yup.
from all that.
Yup.
So, Imperial Guard turn 5. I chose not to move at all in any circumstances and just remained exactly where I was. And the only thing that fired was my Punisher Cannon. Missed that many times. There's his saves. He failed enough saves, so they're dead. Well, it was kind of a slaughter. If we want to come over here, let's look at the Orc casualty table.
And 2 orcs that survived because they ran off the table.
So, out of that much pile of orcs here, they're just stacked up on top of each other at this point.
Yep.
And then if we come over here, we can look at Imperial Guard casualties. So, pretty brutal. Well, it was a good game.
Yep.
So,
Game.
good game, John.
Good game.
So, any afterthoughts?
I probably would have actually killed a lot more if my true trucks did not die and explode. If that didn't happen, I would have gone further. I could have flamethrown and I could have done way much damage. Especially with my mech and its kill saw. I could have destroyed tanks.
Well, there you go. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked this, our first battle vlog. If it's somewhat popular, or even if some people like it, maybe I'll put up some more. We tend to play quite a lot, but it kind of gets stale. I think the dev vlogs, or the battle vlogs, would be a little stale because majority of the time it ends up just being my buddy John and me. Sometimes we get some other players, so if we get some other players, we'll do a battle vlog with some other guys in the game too. So anyway, good game, John.
Yeah, man.
It was fun playing.
It was.